All right.
You're live now?
Just setting up. Hi, everyone. This is Harry. I'm one of Derek's little helper elves. Derek's just had to take his dog up to the vet quickly, so I'm just going to get tonight's lecture started. But we're very happy to have Peter Kobal, the president of Audax, and Maya Bogate, the vice president of sales for Audax, with us to do a lecture on cephalometrics. So I'll keep it very brief introductions because I'm not the expert here, but over to you, Peter and Maya. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much for the invite. We are also happy to be here. We are live from Slovenia. It's 11 a.m. here right now, and the weather outside is cloudy but warm. We are going to present today Audax Ceph software, and we're going to talk about cephalometry and artificial intelligence using Audax Ceph software. So my name is Maya, and together with Peter, say hi.
Hi, hello.
We are going to be your hosts for the next 45 minutes or so. So please sit back and enjoy. So the agenda for today, we're going to do a short introduction, the company, and then Peter's going to take over and he's going to share the screen and he's going to show the software, Audax Ceph Ultimate. He's going to show the general use, talk about artificial intelligence in the software, VTO layouts. He's going to show the Mahony lateral analysis and Schwartz four-cow study model analysis. I hear a dog barking.
Okay. Sorry, that's me. Sorry, I just got back. I'll just turn this mute off. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hello, Dr. Mahony.
Hello.
I guess we can continue.
Yeah.
Okay, at the end, we're going to...
Sorry, I was just running late from work and I had to pick up my dog from the vet. That's why you hear the barking. I'll come back on after lecture for the questions and answers section. Please go ahead.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So key messages at the end, and of course, like Dr. Mahony just mentioned, questions and answers also. I want to introduce Audax company. We are based in Ljubljana. This is the capital city of Slovenia, and we are in the European Union. We have been working in the field of dental informatics for more than 25 years, and we're the leading medical IT company in Slovenia. We develop our own patient management software that is widely used in our region, but we also put a lot of energy and effort into the development of clinical applications such as Audax Ceph software. Now, Audax Ceph software is used daily by orthodontists in over 90 countries worldwide. We also have quite some clients in Australia, and we have a very good relationship with them. When we talk about Audax Ceph Ultimate software, we're talking about a lifetime license, and we're talking about amazing technology that employs artificial intelligence for automatic tracing and analysis. This means that the software does the work for you. You still have the option to manual trace lateral radiographs and PA and study models, but what the software does is, with artificial intelligence, it's a click of a button and your tracings are done. Besides this great functionality, the Audax Ceph Ultimate software employs all the major functionalities an orthodontist needs, such as superimpositions, skull growth, VTO, STO, photograph management, document management, analysis types, and database. So we're talking about the software turning your x-rays into information. The software, your documents are neatly stored and created, and like I said, neatly stored for you to use anytime. Also, it's a major time saver. With the automatic tracing, the software is a major time saver. And again, with Audax Ceph Ultimate, you can create amazing presentations of your treatment plan to show to your patients. The software is also, it's a floating license, which means that it works in the network. I am going to, now I gave you a whole bunch of functionalities and these are words. You can imagine what it all does, but Peter is now going to take over and he is going to show Audax Ceph Ultimate software at work.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Thank you, Derek and Harry. Let's switch off that and I will start Audax Ceph Ultimate. So we'll wait for the software to start. And something like this appears on the screen. So what we have here on the left side is a patient list, and we have a ribbon with some tools. And one thing that I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new patient. I have here a cheat sheet so that I know the name of the patient, you know, because I always have to think about it. So it's very short. It's Kim, and her family name is Doe. And I'm going to place the date of birth is January the 1st of 05, and the female, we can enter some additional data here inside, and I'm going to store this patient. And now a document container appears here with today's date. I could add another document container. For example, this one would be for initial stage when from before the treatment starts. And in the second, it could be intermediate, and final could be final stage with the results of the treatment, so that we can store these documents to different containers for that patient which is chosen here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add some documents inside, and I will just drag and drop it. So I open the Explorer, and I will take this document and drag and drop it to that stage. And it asks me whether this is lateral X-ray or not. So it's lateral X-ray, and I'm going to say okay now, and I have that image in place. And I can, of course, add additional images. For example, this one. I can place this one here, it's lateral photo with no smile, and it's there. So how to create an analysis? If I want to create a cephalometric analysis, I first click on the lateral X-ray in this case, then I say new analysis, and I am sent to Canvas. And what we have here is an image, so that X-ray image, and there are points that need to be placed exactly to the landmarks on the radiograph. We have three ways of tracing the image. One would be with a group reposition where all the points are on the screen, then it could be traced sequentially. I'm offered one point after another, and then there would be automatic tracing, which takes a look at the image and places those points automatically. First group reposition, I'm going to grab that corner, and I will place those points to close where they should be. And now I move one by one. So I place here Sella turcica, zygomatic orbit-rich, orbitale, PT point, and I need to do that one by one. You can see that all the images are changed, all the points are changing color, and this is how I know that the points were moved, and that I need to move all the ones that are in the color which is selected here. So this color can be changed anytime. Okay, let's do that. I need to talk less and work more. So it's quite some work to be done. So I place soft tissue, A point, this one ANS, soft nasion, glabella, ALS. So I have to work quite a lot. So it takes me, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It depends on the image, and it depends how skilled you are. And I'm doing that. Oh, it's quite a lot of work. So tangent going on, like this, and I will place going on here. Now I'm done. So all the points changed color. That means that all the points were moved to exact position where they should be. And now what I can do is I can switch on the report view. I did that. And what you can see here is that the silhouette's not aligned with the tissue here. So I need to do something about it. And I have here intermediate points. I can place it here. I can double click here and add a point and align that to the profile. I could go here, add a point, and follow the profile. Okay, this one's not traced very well now. Now, when I'm done, I have this result, and the next logical step would be just to print a report. So what I have here is one of pre-defined reports. We can also make reports according to the wish of the clinic. We can place some logos or create that report in a way tailored to requests of the clinic. But this is one of the predefined. So we have here an X-ray, here is a tracing, here is a table of measurements neatly stored into boxes like sagittal relations, vertical relations, or there are different groups. You can simply print that or export to PDF or copy paste to some, I don't know, some other document. So I can save that right now. So I save what I did, and we'll go back to document section. Now, when this is saved, I can look at that documents, and you can see before we had lateral X-ray, we had that image, and now we have an extra document, which is the analysis itself. That A here says it's analysis. Now I have several documents attached. Now I have, for example, an image of the tracing. I have a PDF report here. And what can I do with that? I can copy that, and I can start PowerPoint and paste that into, for example, into that presentation, and I will Control V it now, and now it's here. So this is the way I can use to extract some data from Audax ceph and put it to wherever I want. It could be also I don't know, Word or other software which can use that copy paste functionality. Let's go back here. I have here one report. It also this can be copied to the clipboard and sent to PowerPoint. And you may notice here that all those lines are not pixelated. They are smooth because this is in vector format. So it's vector format export. I can make that smaller or bigger. It will always be smooth because it's in the vector format. Okay, I have floating norms. I have I don't know, wiggle chart. I can have measurement table. So you can use all those elements which are attached to that analysis and copy paste them, use them in another software. Let's go back to documents. One thing that we developed, so I'm going to double click that to enter the analysis again, is that we are now working in analysis mode. We could go to growth prediction, or we could go to VTO directly from here, or analysis, growth, VTO. We can use that chain. Besides that, I can switch on here, for example, floating norms. And here are floating norms. So if I move something, those floating norms are moving, and I could switch on measurement table. I will switch off floating norms. So I simply play with layers, and different elements are shown on screen. So if I move that, you can see that measurements are changing in real time. Now, how does the software work? I will explain this now, and then we'll go on. So I'll go here to design. I will create a point here, and I will create another point here and another point here. I will create a plane between these first 2 points. And if I move that point, you can see that the plane, because it should go through that second point, moves when I move that point. If I move the first point, all that design behaves as intended. Of course, I can create other elements, such as, for example, a parallel plane to this one and going through that point. This one in red should always be parallel. So if I move that point, you can see that the plane is moving, and this one is always parallel to that one. And if I create another plane from here and a point on the cross section of these two, and I move that point, you can see that the point is moving according to my wishes. So here are different elements. This is taken from CAD software used by engineers, that principles. And now what I need to do is just add, for example, distance measurements between these 2 points, and angular measurement between planes or points, or I would say I want this one. So if I move that, you can see that measurements are changing accordingly. And for example, if I want to measure angle Sela, Nasion, and A point, I would need actually 3 points, which I'm going to create here, and one angular measurement. So between this, and this, and what I'm going to put, I put like Nasion is here, A point is here, and Sela is here, and that would be SNA angle. So I just need to grab that, extract that from my list of measurements, and put that on the report. So this is how it works. We have a modeler of analysis type. So we can model virtually any analysis type imaginable. We can change existing analysis types and made them tailor-made them to what you want. We can change standard values. We have a bunch of options how to do that. Now, okay, let's forget for a moment about this. Let's switch on all the elements which are here in this analysis. So it's really a lot of elements here. And if I move them, you know, if I move Nasion, for example, you can see that everything changes in real time. So this is really amazing new approach to cephalometrics, because you do not need to program anything inside to meet your needs. Okay, now switch off these elements, and I'm going to grow this tracing, for example, for 4 years. So I simply go to growth, and this is another module. We'll change this analysis to the one adapted for the growth. And this is Ricketts way of growth, and I need to add initial skeletal age. And there are various methods of how to determine that initial skeletal age. It is that you study or make analysis of the palm, or you take a look at cervical vertebrae maturation. There is a special method about that. So you can determine the skeletal age, so initial one, and forecasted age. For girls, there is 14 and something, 14 years and 8 months, I think. And for boys, boys stopped growing their skull at 19. And now I do the calculation. So if I switch that on, now this is the calculation. So in red, you will see the skull at year 14, and in blue, it's a skull at year 11. And of course, we can open facial axis. We can go into this direction, so it calculates in real time. We can do that ±4, or go into the other direction. So make it smaller. We are closing the facial axis right now, and this depends on the pattern. The orthodontist expects the skull to grow. I'll place that to 0. Enter. And so this is the facial axis, which either opens or closes. And we have here also you can make measurements because we have all the elements for design. We have them here. You can measure distances, angles if you want. We can also take a look at some reports. So these are Ricketts reports, or let's say superimpositions of growth for Nasion basions registered at CC point, Nasion basin registered at Nasion, nasal line at anterior nasal spine, XIPM, and so on. But you can also make an export to PDF. And now I'm creating that export, which can be printed. If I print that in one not fit, but where is that actual size? Then 1 centimeter on the paper will be 1 centimeter on the skull on the patient. I will not print that. So we have such a report. Let's fit it here. Okay. And I'll close that, and I will go on. So we could skip from here directly to VTO, but I will now choose another option. I will go back to documents, and I will take this lateral X-ray again. I will create a new analysis. We'll delete that, and I'm at the beginning, like when I started the software, so points are scattered around, and I'm not going to trace them. I'm going to use automatic tracing instead. So you remember, before I had to move one point after another. Now I'm just pushing that button. Now I'm doing nothing. My hands are in the air. I'm sorry, because there is no camera. You would see that, but okay, software is taking a look at the image and places points accordingly. And of course, we can move those points if we want to wherever we feel it's good. But generally, if the image is good, and this one is quite old one, it's not one of those that comes from modern machine, the results are really amazing. You know, I got in 5 seconds, I got these results. I can add measurement table here, and it's really perfect. You can see that I don't need to trace that silhouette. It may be that I need to move some points, but generally speaking, this is it. You know, you don't need to waste time. If you have a bunch of those X's, I don't know, 20, and you want to do the tracing them some Saturday morning, you know, you'd spend one whole morning for that. With such a software, you do it in half an hour. So you'd be really quick. So in 5 seconds, all the points are placed where they should be. Now I'm going to not to growth. Now I'll go to VTO. So I just click here, and I'm sent to another module where 2 copies are made. So we have initial copy of the analysis, and you can see that because there were two trees here, and if I switch that off, and switch that off, nothing is there. If I switch this report on, we have it here. And now I'm going to switch the second. It's something like that. When I hover that over, you can see that color changes. So I can drag that and place to another position. I can rotate the teeth that is selected. So all kind of movements are allowed. Also, if I double click on that, I can, for example, use dialog to rotate, to do the rotation. Of course, I don't know in what way to do that. So I can switch on now a VTO goal, which can be created every time if there is different goal from which we want to follow. I have it predefined right now, so I will switch it on. It's something like this. And when I move, for example, or rotate, let's do some movements here, you can see that some measurements are changing in real time. So +1 to apogonion, it's a rotation. So it's very obvious if I do the rotation, you can see all those measurements are changing. Of course, some placements may destroy the others, so we need to be careful, take care of how to put that inside, for example, standard deviation or where we want them to have. Now, you may have noticed here that also soft tissue changed a little. Surgeons wanted us that they can change that profile, because they claim that they know exactly in what direction it will go, how much it will go, because the rigidity of the tissue is different for the same treatment from patient to patient. And so we said, okay, we'll allow some movement. I click on that, and I can of course move certain points, change the shape, whatever. I'm not an orthodontist, so my treatment may look lousy, you know, it's not good. But I just like to show you the process, so I can add a photograph of the patient. I will put it inside. I'll place that one on the nose so that I can, okay, it fits perfectly. I can change the transparency. I can say, okay, and calculate the prediction. And we'll see what are going to be the results. So what we have right now is, this is the image from before, and this is the image after the treatment. As I said, I'm not an orthodontist, but this is the way that this could, we don't have growth, we only have a VTO. This could be presented, but I have here a presentation, a real case example, and I'd like to share it with you. Okay, so this is a case where there was initial photo. This is initial photo and of the patient, and that is the kind of treatment that was made. So mandible was set back and maxilla was sent forward, and chin is slided a little bit. And now to the results. So we have here initial photo. This is prediction done by Audax ceph, and this is final result after the surgery. So it's very good. I'm not trying to encourage you to do that and to promise to patient that they will look like this after the treatment. It could be tricky, but we really did a lot to go through the literature and put all the algorithms inside the software so that we could have such good results. Now, another thing that I would like to show to you is, probably it's not the best case to show because it's a surgery, it's in one step, but I'm going to show you a movie of how you can get from this image to this one. So it's a transition. I'll just slide the slider, and you can go from one position to another. Perhaps it's much better to show that. Let's close this to show that with such an animation. So we have initial arch. You can slide that slider and show to parents who are usually economic buyers, or to the patients as well, what is the change between what was at the beginning, so what was initial state, and the beautiful work that you did. Okay, let's close that. I will save this VTO. Now we have different webinars. We have different webinars about VTO, about superimposition, about analysis type creation. So you can join us on these webinars, and we'll go in more details about that. I'm just quickly trying to show you all the options today. So let's go back to the documents. And you see, we had before that with A, and when we did another let's say study, where is AV, which means A is analysis, V is VTO, and it's there with the documents attached for the analysis. So here are the analysis, and here are some VTO documents for what we already saw, what we did in the software. Now, I would like to add some more images inside. So let's do that. I will select these images. I will put them here, and you may see here that undefined type image container, and some images were copied into the software and its database, and we don't know what kind of images, what type of images are they. So we go to layouts, and we'll tell the software, look, this is upper arch. This is, for example, this is lower arch, and we'll place it here. And we will, this one is upper. Now, patient is not smiling. Here, the patient is smiling. And we have 3 more, and I will place this one here. This one is from left side, and this one is from the right side. Now, software knows exactly what are these images. This one is to be deleted. And I have different layouts here. And the second layout here would be American Board of Orthodontists layout. So they would like to have such a layout of the images. And they are placed perfectly because software knows where to place them. This one's not the one, I'd like to do something, you know, I'd like to add, crop it to make it different size. So to make different ratio of the image, I say, okay. And now it is, it's here in 3:1 ratio, but you can notice that the skull here, I mean, the head is too big compared to that one. And we will align the two, and we'll make them the same size. I'm using alignment tool where I select top of the head, bottom of the chin, and here bottom of the chin, and here top of the head. It's a very simple tool, and everyone can use it. Now this small image will be here, and now I have 2 aligned heads, and of course I can also save this to the stage, which means if I go to documents back, I go to documents, it's there. Of course, we can copy that to clipboard as well, also from here or from, it doesn't matter. So if I have here a copy to clipboard tool, and it's really a lot of images on, and these images are from the camera. They are really big. If I zoom in, you will see all the all the details on the skin. I'll go here and I will add a slide and okay, let's delete that and paste the images here, or to Word or wherever you want to have that. Okay, one more thing that I would like to show you is superimposition. Again, we have a special webinar regarding superimpositions because it's really a lot of topics. We show their automatic superimpositions, we show their structural superimpositions, and I will not go into details today, but we'll just select the patient. Okay, we'll select that one. So there is Ricketts analysis, which was done 2 years after the first one, and I will select it and I simply drag and drop it over the initial one, which was made 2 years earlier, and the software does a calculation and will create all kinds of reports. And we have superimposition here, and here are the reports. So with a double click, I get superimposed NBA registered to CC. This one would be a simplified superimposition, the same one. And I can go one by one, put it on the paper, copy paste it, or even prepare reports when everything is on the same paper, and we of course copy and paste it with the same copy to clipboard tool as you already saw before. Of course, I can go back and I can open that superimposition where everything was created automatically according to the way Ricketts wanted it to be, and results are really done automatically. But we could make customized links. For example, if I create another link of 2 points, and it would be Sela and Nasion here, and Sela and Nasion on the other side, and I'll switch now all the points on and define elements. So I'll select here Sela, and here would be Nasion, and Sela here, and Nasion here, and I can assemble them on top of each other. If I use the calibration, I will leave the points on just to explain something more. Now we can fix that on the first set because it could be growth in between. I mean, in 2 years in the page now, Sela is exactly aligned with Sela, and Nasion is a little off. And we could do it also that Nasion would be fixed. So you can choose whatever side you want. If I say done, then what I have here some automatic superimpositions, and I have here the one which is selected is the one that I did, but I could go and click one by one, and the image change. And I could also create structural superimpositions. I will not go into details. I'd just like to show you those amazing tools that are available. So another one, you can see that this image is smaller and this image is bigger. And I'd like to use a free option there. And of course, I will remove all the elements so they are not there. And I need to use the calibration so that calibrated images are the right size, and I will use for a point which is a point of rotation, a Walker point, which is intersection of anterior clinoid process with the anterior wall of Sela, and this Walker point is stable after the year of 6 at the patient, so it is there. Now I will place this. Because I can move it, I will move it exactly over the Walker point on the first radiograph. But I have a problem because this radiograph is not transparent. So I have to make it transparent. I'll go in that way. Now you see it's transparent. Now I'm actually moving the second radiograph on top of the first one. Let's zoom it in a little so that we place that perfectly. And I will switch now the transparency on. I just need to do the rotation. Now the question is, how much should I rotate? I will select a radiograph color like this, and we got some transparency. Now I will superimpose it according to these bones here, bony structures, which are, okay, they are secondary structures, but they are very nice to superimpose. In the webinar about superimposition, I will talk about primary superimposition structures which are stable, but this is the way that such a superimposition can be done. It's the same for maxillary and the same for mandibular superimposition. Okay, we can switch now on those report views, and this is the way that structural superimposition of cranial base would look like. Let's go to our patient Kim Doe. Again, I will not store that, but I'd just like to show you again about that tracing. So now I say new analysis, and I can move that point here. You have here a help, you know, this is Sella. You can switch on a help window, Sella Turcica. For example, if I go to Nasion, you can see it changes to Nasion. You can press F2 button and get a zoom. So you can go and say, okay, I want to zoom it here. If you want to change the analysis type, for example, to Mahony, I have Mahony here. We have hundreds. So we are here. Okay, we have hundreds of different analysis types. It's like that I would hit automatic tracing. Take a look at whatever. If I need to move something, I can switch on the report view. It's something like this, and we can switch on those arcs here. We can have a table of measurements. We can add a wiggle chart. So that would be a Mahony analysis, and this is Mahony analysis with the report view. Another thing that I would like to show you with that patient is if I go and select going to select an image of clay model. I place it here, and I will use this one for analysis. So I click new analysis, will not store that, and I'll make I'll use Schwarz-Korkhaus and Bolton all together, and I will change transparency a little so that I can. This is a photo. It can be taken with a camera, or you can make a snapshot of an STL model, whatever suits you. But what we do is we are now developing a 3D measurement tool for such study model analysis. The first thing that I need to do is the calibration. If you want to have more details, just write us a letter and I will give you more details about that. This is 65 millimeters. And before I used group reposition and I used automatic tracing, I just like to show you sequential tracing of all these points. So I'll hit sequential tracing, and this can be used in every analysis if you want. So I will hit play, and I have here a KMX point. Then I have mesial 1, distal 1, 1, then I'm on the second, then on the third, fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth. And now I'm going to the second quadrant here. It's from here to here. Second, mesial distal. So that we measure these teeth. Then I have 3. This is the third. It takes some time to pick that, and we are playing with an option to do that automatically as well, but we really need to scan thousands of study model so that we teach the neural work to work instead of us. Then I have 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, okay, 2, 4, 1, 6, 2, 6, then I have 4, 4. 4, 6, 3, 6, and I did it all. What I need to switch on now is, for example, a report. So I have all those numbers for Schwarz Korkhaus. I can put on Bolton report as well, and here is Bolton overall and anterior index, so that you can have this results calculated directly from this model. And it's really nice tool, and you can do that very quickly. So again, these are not, I didn't go into really big details with this software. We kindly invite you to join us on the webinars about VTO only, about skull growth, about superimposition, and analysis type creation. Now I finished my presentation. Now Maya is going to take over and say a few words for the end. I will prepare that for her. She just has a few slides.
Yes.
So Maya, please take over.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Now you have an idea of what Audax Ceph Ultimate software can do, the advanced functionalities. I'm going to go over just some key messages, and then at the end, of course, Dr. Mahony is going to tell us the questions that you sent in, and we'll take time to answer those. So the 3 key messages that I do want to point out are that the software must fit your needs, the importance of technical support, and of course, continuously developed software. Now, when you're choosing cephalometric software for your practice, it's important that you choose a software that fits your needs, a software that helps you work better, faster, and more efficient. It must be a time saver, which Audax Ceph Ultimate is, because artificial intelligence does the work for you. It still gives you the option of manual tracing, but why would you waste time when you have a tool in your software that does this tracing for you automatically with a click of a button in seconds? The software, when you're looking for cephalometric software, it should be easy to use. It should have a steep learning curve, which means that you're not wasting loads of time on learning how to use the software, but it's quick to learn and easy to use. Technical support, the importance of that. At Audax, besides the top quality of our software, our #1 priority is to deliver superior technical support. Now, I showed you at the beginning that Audax Ceph software is used worldwide in over 90 countries. And so it's really important that we take care of those clients. What is important here is that our workplace is set up in a way where we can productively help you with any technical issues that you might have. We understand your doctors, you work with patients, but from time to time you will have technical issues, and you can count on us to help you with those. It doesn't matter how far away, so what continent you're in, the time, the distance between us, the time zones that we are in. We use different online tools such as TeamViewer, Skype, or Zoom, for instance, exactly. And it's almost like we're in your office helping you out. And of course, we do that by affecting your work as little as possible. Also, training of the software. So we can do online trainings, which will take a session or two to teach you how to use the software. But we also provide this great self-instructing toolkit to our clients, which you can learn by yourself how to use the software efficiently. Peter already mentioned that the software employs an analysis type modeler, which is a great function. You can create any analysis type imaginable using your own measurements, your own standard values, angles, and this is an investment in your work. It means that you create this analysis type. We can also create it for you. All you have to do is contact us, and you save it and you use it in your daily practice. And the third, of course, not least, but development. Audax software is constantly being developed. New advanced functionalities are being added. We are making the software faster, better, constantly. We really appreciate any suggestions from our clients or feedback, because we do acknowledge all of that in future releases. We are here at Audax constantly thinking about the software, thinking about cephalometry, how to improve the software, and there's always someone here to talk to about cephalometric software. So this is slowly where we think we can end our presentation. Hi, Dr. Mahony.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So this is the last slide that we have is our email address and of course our webpage. You can get a lot of information on our webpage. Also on the first side of the webpage, you have webinars that we are hosting in the future, and you can register for those on the website also.
And I can tell you that the webinars are very informative. I use them in all my classes. And the students love them. They're really well put together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So again, we encourage you to contact us with any information that you need about Audax software, and we are here definitely to help and answer all questions.
So if I can just read through some of the questions. Jennifer Doe, she's asking, can you give the specific name of the program? So I think it's just Audax ceph, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
It's Audax ceph, but then we offer the 3 packages, right? Super Easy, Empower, and Ultimate.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that. We are offering 3 packages, but we think that if you don't want to do only analysis, then you have to take that ultimate package, which has superimpositions, VTO, skull growth. It has a database. It can be connected to patient management software and so on. So yeah, there is a name and a package name. So Audax ceph Super Easy, Audax ceph Empower, and Audax ceph Ultimate. And today we showed Audax ceph Ultimate software package.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I run your software in all my practices, and it's very, very efficient. We don't have any technical issues, but of course, like any software, it takes a little bit of a learning curve to get people to understand it. And I think for those who are watching, and just because I wasn't at the beginning, for those who came in late on the lecture, I know 2 doctors have done that. This will be on the Facebook feed for the next 4 days, so you can watch it, you can share it with friends. But then it goes on the website called eodo.teachable.com, where you can answer some multiple choice questions to get your CPD certificate. The same lecturers will be doing another talk on Saturday, Australian time at 3:30. And that will be also a little bit more talking about, did you mention much about the artificial intelligence version of your software?
Yeah, we were talking, that is that automatic tracing, and we are now developing also for posterior, anterior radiographs, and this will also be available inside the software. Perfect.
Okay, another question. Do you have the Mahony analysis? Well, I think the Mahony analysis has become very confusing because I think a number of my students have added their own things, and now I don't know how many versions of Mahony analysis you have, but the short answer, and I can answer this, is yes, they do. And what it is, it's a modified Jefferson with the other points I look at, because Jefferson doesn't give you, for instance, lower incisor inclination to mandibular plane or interincisal angle or length of mandibular plane. So if you add all those things onto the original Jefferson, that is the Mahony analysis. And definitely every time my students have questions or I want to add a new feature, like we added cervical vertebrae a few years ago, then this team keeps up with that. But I think that answers that doctor's question. Is there one version of Mahony analysis on your software?
No, there is, I don't know, 5, 6, I don't know, really a lot, as you said, because everybody wants to add something or even additional measurements. But yes, it's there.
So I guess what the doctor's asking, she's retyped her question. She's saying, which version do I ask for? Because most of these people would be my students. And obviously, I recommend a type of analysis, which I didn't even call Mahony. It's a hybrid of the ones that I find useful. So, it hasn't got the Steiner classification, but it's got the modified Sassoon, et cetera, et cetera. So they're asking, is there one version specifically of that? Maybe that's something we should look at so that people don't.
There is. There is a version of that, and we know exactly which is the initial version.
Right. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much for giving up your time. A lot of Australian dentists have recently gone back to work. We've been in lockdown for many weeks, and I put these 1-hour informative videos on, and they're grading, great numbers. People who watch it live vary, but those who watch it by tomorrow normally is minimum 1,500. Some of the lectures up to 4,000. So it's obviously a lot of people are very, very interested. And I will end the meeting now. But if anyone has any future questions that haven't posted when they finish watching the lecture, you can still post it on the Facebook feed, because I have CC'd Peter on those feeds. So maybe Peter, you can answer those questions for them if that's okay.
Of course, no problem. So anybody can contact us anytime. We'll try to answer as soon as possible.
Excellent. And in fact, one of the good feedbacks I get from my students is exactly that. When they have questions, they seem to think that you never sleep. You're like Dracula. You answer the questions at any time zone, any time. So they're very impressed with that, which is a great thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. So thanks for your time. I'll end the meeting now. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you for the opportunity to show the software to you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.